Breaking news on the nearly $13 million in bonuses that will be paid to executives at Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And for that, we have Eamon Javers on the job. What are the details, Eamon?
Hi, Mandy. Well, what we've learned is that Congressman Darrell Issa up on Capitol Hill has asked the CEOs of Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae to report to Capitol Hill for a hearing to explain exactly what's going on with executive compensation at Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. Take a look at some of these numbers here and you'll get a sense of what it is that has Republicans so upset. They're looking at these approved bonuses to the top executives at Freddie and Fannie. Eric Halderman at Freddie Mac receiving $2.3 million. Michael Williams at Fannie Mae, $2.37 million. Now, the question that Republicans on Capitol Hill, including John McCain, who really went off on this issue yesterday in a speech in Washington, the question those Republicans are asking is why is it that bonuses this big are being given out to entities that are still controlled by the federal government? That's going to be the question that those executives are going to have to answer when they go up to Capitol Hill, Mandy.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Eamon.
Eamon, stay right there. We want to bring in Andrew Stoltmann. He's a partner at the Stoltmann Law Offices in Chicago. And Andrew, what about that? I mean, it just grates on anybody anyway to have bonuses going to an entity that has been misrun. Not that these gentlemen were part of that. They weren't around during the time of the crisis in '08. But does it violate the spirit of the bailout to be offering bonuses when these companies are still being kept on the country's dole here?
I don't think there's any question about that, considering we have Freddie and Fannie that have taken $169 billion of taxpayers' money, and they still owe the U.S. taxpayers $141 billion. It's really, really repugnant. Nobody has a problem with them getting bonuses, but let's wait until after the job is done, and after the job is done well.
Eamon, how do they justify this? Have Fannie and Freddie come out and tried to explain themselves, or are they waiting to do that at the Senate Banking Committee hearings?
No, you know, they've been emailing with our producers just this afternoon about this, saying that a lot of this information about these bonuses has been known for a while, first of all. And then the other argument that you hear to justify this is, look, the taxpayers have invested a colossal amount of money in both of these entities, and you need to hire the best and the brightest in order to run them, turn them around. If you're offering government-scale salaries at these entities, you might not get the kind of talent that you need to really do this kind of major turnaround, because they have to compete with folks on Wall Street in terms of pay scale, lifestyle, and all the rest of it. So they do want to bring in top-level people, and the argument that you hear again and again is that requires top-level compensation, Bill.
And that's an argument you hear a lot, Andrew, when it comes to paying out bonuses, the best and brightest argument. Is that valid here in your view?
No, I mean, I don't think it is. I mean, if $900,000 base salary isn't enough to get someone qualified in that position, I don't know what is. You don't have to bonus them another $2.3 million. It's too much, especially when those two entities owe the American taxpayers so much money.
Eamon, does Darrell Issa have the juice to reverse these bonuses? Is that the objective for the Banking Committee on this?
Well, that's a good question. They might be able to legislate that, but I think the goal here on the part of the Republicans is just to get attention to this issue and then maybe put political and public relations pressure on those folks at Freddie and Fannie to knock these bonuses down. I have a feeling that will be unsuccessful, but they'll probably get the headlines they're looking for.
And Andrew, wouldn't this have, I don't know, you're the lawyer, wouldn't something like this have been written into the bailout plan? You would think that no bonuses are paid until the money's paid back to the government?
It sure seems like there's a lot of blame to go around, including the politicians who didn't write that in. And remember, we have seen this as well with AIG and with Citigroup, other entities that have taken taxpayer money. And it's a real problem. It's a horrible, horrible black eye, I think.
But you have to acknowledge the role that Fannie and Freddie will potentially play in reviving our economy with the help that they can provide to mortgage holders out there who have bad mortgages or are facing foreclosure. I mean, they are a critical part of the recovery right now, Andrew.
And once they get it right, and once they're able to effectively do what they're supposed to do, I don't have a problem with these guys making very large bonuses. But I'm just saying that now it's way too early to pay them these sorts of bonuses.
Eamon, what's our timetable on this? What happens now?
Well, I think the key thing for Treasury from their perspective is that they need to figure out some way of unwinding Freddie and Fannie and getting the U.S. government out of the mortgage market. What they're having trouble with, and the reason this effort has been delayed, is because they can't figure out any way to get the government out of the mortgage market without actually tanking home values across the country. Politically, that's untenable. Economically, it's probably untenable as well. So the question for folks at Treasury is, well, we want to unwind Freddie and Fannie. We want to shut them down, but what are we going to replace them with? And it seems like in Washington right now, anyway, nobody's got a really good solution to how to do that without sending those home values really plummeting.
All right, Eamon, we'll be talking with you as news unfolds on that. Andrew, thanks for being with us today. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.